Hi, this is John Trautman, and we're going through how to train your brain to think differently. And this is part 2 in a 2-part episode. So if you haven't watched the first episode, you could do so after this or before, but let's go ahead and get started. So number 5 is really, this one I'm going to share with you some of the personal things that I do on a daily basis. And this is challenging yourself or creating new habits. How to get out of your comfort zone. I do that by setting goals. Habits are typically created over a 66-day period. So a lot of people say 30. It's actually scientifically proven that it's 66 days. So if you're going to create some habits, you want to do it and make sure that they're consistent for 66 days. So for example, on a 66-day creating a new habit, what I like to do is if I already have a habit, like right now, I like to work out in the morning. And in the morning, around that habit, maybe I introduce meditation if it's something that I want to do. This is called habit stacking. If you have something you already do consistently, like in the morning is what I found that works best for me. You need to find out when works best for you. But in the morning, before I'm distracted, I like to accomplish working out, right? Because it's my time, my phone's not ringing, things aren't going crazy for the day. So if I have that time, maybe I wake up a little bit earlier and I do a meditation. Once I have that habit created, maybe this is called habit stacking, maybe I could introduce something else, like journaling, like a cold plunge, reading, all of these things that you can do in the morning by creating a new habit around the current habit that you already have. So if you need an initial habit, just make sure that you do that, even if it's for 5 minutes a day, even if it's working out for 5 minutes a day. They have proven that it doesn't need to be a full hour. You just need to get in the routine of doing it. And once you get in the routine of doing it, after 66 days, it's going to stick much better. And then from there, you could add and introduce additional habits that you want to create. This is a routine that I do. I like to introduce something new, stick with it for 66 days. Sometimes you have to work a little harder at it, but these are things that once you start habit stacking, you could have quite a few good things that happen in the morning before anybody else gets your time, energy, and effort. You get your own time to better you and change the way that you think. So the next is Binaural Beats. So we have neural pathways. And those neural pathways, think about it like this. If you've ever been snow skiing, when there's fresh powder, that's a beautiful thing. But over time, our thoughts are kind of like those moguls, and pretty soon it's the end of the season, there's been no new snow, it's icy, the moguls are all set. That's kind of like our thoughts, our beliefs have been reaffirmed because we keep thinking the same thing in our habits and our efforts and everything. So now it's pretty much set. So how do we switch that up? Binaural Beats is one of the things that could help. You have to wear earbuds or headphones, and what it does is it works with your left and right brain to reprogram them and let new information in. Think about it like this. Think about those moguls, and now some snow, some fresh powder hits. Now you could basically carve a new pathway in the snow. It's very similar. It's the best analogy that I've heard that I could share with you guys, and it's the exact same thing that happens with your brain. There's a phenomenal app that I use called the Brain Tap app that helps with this. It's Binaural Beats, and it's also done by a doctor that walks you through reprogramming the way that you think. I wasn't sure about this app, and when I listened to it, they said, listen, the guy is talking, the Binaural Beats are going, and I was having a hard time falling asleep. And he said, by the time I get to 92 from 100 down, I'm going to be asleep. Guess what? I never even made it to 92. I don't know where I fell asleep, but every time I've done it, I've fallen asleep before 92. So something's working. So one of the things that's helped me, and I fought this for years, is actually getting out of your head some of the negative things or stuff that recirculates. I had no clue how powerful this was, and that's the last, and number 7, journaling. Journaling or writing what's down in your brain getting it out of here and onto paper actually lets you let it go. And it's a very powerful thing, whether it's writing your goals down, which is what you should be doing anyways, but maybe it's just thoughts. So random thoughts that keep entering your mind. As soon as you write them down, the power of that allows for new information to come into your brain. Okay, may sound a little odd, but I'm going to tell you firsthand, it works. I have a bonus tip for you as well, and that's meditation. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I can't sit still for more than 30 seconds or a minute. I was in the same position, same boat as you. Listen, all it takes is a little bit of practice and just consistency, and you could get it down too. And here's the thing, you don't need to do it for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever. I do it for 10 minutes a day. It's really that simple, calming your brain just enough to let things in and out that need to, just focused on not reacting as well. And it's a beautiful thing. It works. It just takes time and repetition. Go back to the 66 days. If you did that for 66 days for 10 minutes a day, you'll also have that habit. You'll be well on your way to thinking differently. In real estate, it is so important when I'm working with people, the thing that we identify or work on is our belief system. It's the first thing that we focus on. Oftentimes I call them blind spots. We just don't know that they exist. So if there's something that I want to give you and offer you, if you're watching this, and if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to sign up and meet with one of our mindset coaches for personal development. It's going to help you identify your goals and kind of some of those blind spots and put those down on paper so you're well on your way to get going on changing your mind and your belief system. So to reiterate, the number one thing, one of the key things that I've noticed in all of us when we get going in a new endeavor is our limiting beliefs. So what I've done is I have an offer for you so you could identify any of those blind spots and more importantly, the things that you want so you could bring those into your life. So take advantage of that. Click on the link below. Let's get you going in the right direction.